It's for an amazing cause. And I do want to just jump right into it. And the whole Gear Up Against Cancer campaign, can you just describe just going through that whole process? Obviously, you guys are the perfect people to be out there just because of everything you've done and knowing about your bodies and knowing health as well to be able to push this message in terms of people being educated. Any personal stories that are close to in regards to lung cancer, or just anybody anybody in your family that helped in terms of your involvement in this campaign. And Deron, I want to start with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. So, in my family, not lung cancer, but my dad had stomach cancer that he passed away from. And I've had some brothers who have dealt with some cancer situations, not lung cancer particularly. We have a charity event that we put on every year, and we deal with kids that are suffering from cancer. So even though it's not lung cancer, there's different forms of cancer that we all have to be aware of. And no matter what it is, from a standpoint of lung cancer, it's all about the awareness. So for me, it's about bringing awareness to any type of cancer that's out there because it's bad and people are dying every day. As JC said, you know, you've got 80, 90% of people who are smoking that are dying from this terrible disease. And you either don't smoke, don't start smoking, or if you're smoking, make sure you go get checked out. So the awareness is a big key, especially in the African American community, because a lot of times African Americans are the last ones who want to go see a doctor and want to go get checked out. So anyway, as professional athletes, that we can bring that awareness to this message, that's why I'm here, and I think it's important that we speak out about the dangers of smoking and lung cancer.
Obviously, the Kansas City area, you guys represent so much in regards to what you've done on the field and what you continue to do in the community. Just can you just talk about that in terms of just how the community has responded when you guys have been out there at events or just showing obviously not just the lung cancer event, but just your own events and just giving back.
Yeah, Kansas City is probably one of the most truly special places that I've had the opportunity of living and being a part of that community. And, I've had a foundation for over 30 years, and the support that the community has given our foundation has just been tremendous. Giving back, I mean, this community reaches out to folks, they reach out to each and every one of us. And I think, as JC said, it's a brotherhood. It's really us partnering with each other to make our community much better, much safer, much healthier. And I think this campaign will lead to, that being one of the other things that we've done in Kansas City to really support our community in a positive way.
Obviously, it's an amazing campaign. Everything you guys do is so important. I do want to switch gears a little bit and talk about, because we were just saying Kansas City. Of course, we know the big news that the Chiefs will be moving over to the Kansas to in a couple of years and leaving Arrowhead Stadium. I'm just curious, just your guys, your memories. You played in Arrowhead Stadium. You know all the great games that you've played. Is there anything that sticks out just from your time playing? Deron, do you have a? Do you have
Yeah, I'll go back to my beginnings in the early 80s when from my standpoint, and I think JC, because JC was there with me for most of it, was I remember playing a game in there when there was only maybe at the most 5,000 people in the stands.
Arrowhead? Or are you talking about Municipal Stadium?
I'm talking about Arrowhead Stadium.
I
If
wasn't
there was
there.
5,000
Municipal.
people in the stands in that stadium, seating 80,000 people, I mean, I'm telling you, there wasn't much more than that, man. I'm telling you. And then to go from that experience to when we played the Buffalo Bills on a Monday night game, and to me, that's when Arrowhead got its heartbeat, got its life, and there was no experience like that. It was the loudest I had ever heard that stadium, and was the most incredible atmosphere I had ever been in my entire football career, and that was something that from that point on Arrowhead was a special place. I mean, it started with this tailgating, before the game, the smoke. I mean, everybody talks about that. I mean, I had family members that come in and watch the game and they go, man, golly, there was so much smoke outside the stadium from people barbecuing. and enjoying themselves. It just became an atmosphere that was like second to none. You couldn't replicate it anywhere else in the National Football League. And I don't think you'll ever be able to replicate the atmosphere that was at Arrowhead throughout our careers.
And obviously, this past season, a little disappointing with the record and just the way things kind of ended off. Whatever, could go wrong went wrong. Do you feel like this past season was just like a bump in the road, or was this possibly the end of probably one of the greatest eras in NFL history?
Oh yeah. I mean, look at some of these guys. I mean, all they've known is the AFC Championship game every year. I mean,
Think it's
golly. I
easy.
mean, I remember, we got to a couple rounds of the playoffs, but never got to the AFC Championship game. And these guys, that's all they've known
Mm-hmm.
since they've been in Kansas City over the last 6, 7 years, is playing for that opportunity and playing in that game. So, yeah, I think it's you have the key ingredient, and that's the quarterback position, and that's with Mahomes. As long as he comes back, yeah, I think we're going to be fine. In the National Football League, it's difficult. I mean, this team went on a run because number one, they were able to manage injuries, and this year we weren't able to manage the injuries. When you have your offensive line in disarray for the majority of the season, you got guys out on defense. And you're working with new players like in the secondary and other positions. It's difficult, and that's what I think this team has to adjust to going forward. Is getting those pieces back in play, and quite frankly, I mean, it's amazing the run that they've had, considering having to manage the cap and paying your premium players huge salaries, where you don't have that ability or flexibility to go out and get what you need just because of the salary cap issues. So hopefully they could get back to that point and get that incentive back with these players, and get that hunger back, as JC said, get that hunger back into the team, and I think that'll happen.
Last question is obviously on a player that we don't know if he's going to retire. Is he going to come back? It's the $1 million question. What's going on with Travis Kelce? You guys know that feeling of when it's time to hang it up or not. Do you feel like there's a certain way you should go? And obviously, everyone just has opinions at this point. We don't know. But I'm going to start with you, Deron. What are your thoughts on Travis Kelce and what he should do?
That's hard to tell what a player should do, because everybody's situation is a lot different than the mentality going into, making a career change and wondering if this is your last year. I mean, the guy still had 850 yards in receiving. What tight ends around the league are at that level still that now are considering retirement? Most of those guys that are considering retirement, they're down at 200, 300, 400 yards. He's still at 850 yards, so he's still a contributing guy. It's really going to be up to him to make that decision whether he decides to go. And also the team has a say so in that too, because, if he's going to stay, I'm sure he's going to have to take a pay cut, and get down to within a range that's comfortable for the team. Could he still, be a factor in their offense? Sure, he could. I mean, with a guy that's done 850, he could surely do 700 and still make a contribution to the team. It's just a matter of, can they make the numbers work out? But it's a hard decision to make for any individual who's contemplating retirement. He has to decide that for himself. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, but then again, I think the thing that Travis has is he does have an option, and I'm sure he can still be a contributing player for this team. I know he wouldn't want to go out on the note that this football team went out on this year. And so to me, that gives me some hope that maybe he will come back for another year. I think he still could play the game.
But
And the one thing I think that he'll consider too is his body. He didn't have too many serious injuries during his career. So I mean, that's the other thing that we need to take in consideration, that his body might be a little better off than when we were at our stages in our career when we made that decision to retire.